guys, it's me, Janet Kelly, in case you forgot. I am at the gym right now, okay, and gonna make a little bit of content because I need it. I'm trying to think if I should hit my hair with a straightener real quick. Shout out to Beauty Diva for the wig. Like how natural it looks really nice. I think I might just put like a little bit of like oil in it, but I also don't want to get any oil on like the mat and stuff. I don't know. And I just had it in a ponytail because I was like doing my makeup. I started to record a video and then I couldn't get my thoughts together, you know, so I'm just like, let me just start over and go on from there, you know. You see how there's like a little bit of an indent because I have my ponytail on, but I also don't feel like fixing it because I just don't care. But yeah, I was gonna talk about being a people pleaser in the club. My one friend and I were just talking about her. She's also a dancer. Shout out to Journey. But yeah, being a people pleaser and working in the club can be so hard because you literally feel like, you know, you need to like change up so many things. You have to like let your boundaries be crossed and all that shit just to satisfy the customer. And I'm here to tell you real quick, you don't need to do that, okay? There's going to be customers who will respect your boundaries, okay? And respect your time and all that. You know what I mean? Because the more and more you let your boundaries be crossed, the less boundaries you will have, and you get to a point where you just let anything happen because you don't really have a boundary anymore. And that's how I fell into using substance abuse, you know what I mean? Because you're sitting there like, you kind of become like numb, and I don't want that to ever happen to anybody in the game because it is a terrible feeling. So yeah, I would just say, if you can, I'm afraid to take this thing off because I feel like it's not giving scalp. I'm not too good at putting on wigs, so please, ladies, if you're good at wigs, do not come for me in the comments. Help me out in the comments. Like, I know what I could do to make it different, but there's methods I don't want to do. I don't want to keep on putting Got2b glue on my forehead, you know. But yeah, like, there's people you can sit with and just talk to them, they'll pay you. There's people you can do like a couple dances with, they'll pay you. Like, you don't have to sit there and do all this extra stuff just so you know what I mean. And even just like if they ask you a question like where do you live or what, any questions you don't feel comfortable answering, you don't have to answer them because that's not a requirement, you know what I mean, especially if they're not trying to pay you, you know what I mean, because you have to understand your shift, like even if you're there all night, it's gonna end at a certain point. So if you're sitting there entertaining people and not getting paid for it, but you sat here and gave out all this information, at the end of the night you're gonna be like, damn, I just like talked my head off, but I didn't get rewarded for it. Like, what's the point? You know what I mean? If someone's gonna pay you to talk to you, cool. But if they want to talk to you, not give you money, you can be like, listen, we can go to VIP where it's quieter. You can do a little 4-minute dance or however long your regular lap dances cost or go on for. But like, yeah, charge them, you know? The only time you should be talking for free is explaining the fees of the dances. Because you don't want to get too comfortable, believe me. Even like if you sit down, like I see some girls that pass out, you'd be like, hey, you know, I'm just wondering if you need a company. I'm here to do a dance if you're interested, things like that. But, you know what I mean? Keep it short, because I think that's a lot of times, like we get nervous, like, oh, well, they don't want me bothered right now, or I don't want to go over there. It's like, go over there. And keep it brief, you know what I mean? But remember, like, this is the first, let me not close this because I gotta take this thing off. This is the first impression, so you need to know what you're gonna say when you walk up so they can't take control of the conversation, you know what I mean? Because if you don't mind, like, telling people where you're from or where you stay at and things like that, tell them in the back, you know what I mean? Just so that other people don't hear it too, but also so you can get paid for it, you know? And if they're not trying to tell you, you're like, oh, well, for more information, you're gonna need to pay for that. Okay? And if they're like, I'm not paying for that, all right, cool, well then I'm not staying here any longer, so have a good night and I will see you later. Like, I'm not saying be a bitch, but you gotta be assertive. You gotta be straightforward. Let them know what your services are, how much the services cost, and like keep it brief, keep it just like that. You can have a little drinky poo if you want to have with them, but you don't need to waste your time and your breath, you know what I mean? I feel like, oh, I don't do dances because, you know, like I got finessed, or because I just feel like it's a waste of time, or I don't get anything from it. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay there. So, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I gotta make some content like for Instagram and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go do that. Until next time, one more for the thumbnail. I'm so close to getting monetized, and I'm really happy because I didn't know how that process worked. But then I went to YouTube Studio and it was showing me I'm like really close. So I'm gonna start applying pressure. And I'm going to just turn my brain off and just focus, because I overthink a lot. So yeah, moral of the story is, moral of this video in summation and conclusion, don't let people cross your boundaries. Keep the conversations brief, keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it simple, because the more comfortable you are, like excuse me, like I noticed anytime I sat down, I would get comfortable. I'm looking around, like letting the music go by. Like, listen, you're there to make money. The shifts are usually like 4 to 5 hours, sometimes 6, sometimes 7, whatever, but the time is going to run out. So you need to maximize your time so you can maximize your earnings. Peace. Bye bye for now.